If you're watching this, chances are that something important has already happened. Maybe it was a slow accumulation. Too many mornings waking up with that dull regret in your chest, telling yourself you'd drink less next time. Or maybe it came down like a hammer. An argument that crossed the line, a DUI, a look in the eyes of someone you love that said, "I can't do this with you anymore." However it started, you've seen something in your life that is impossible to unsee. Alcohol is taking more from your life than it is giving. Once you realize alcohol is a problem, the solution feels obvious. Just stop drinking, right? That's what everybody says. That's what your doctor says. That's what your friends, your real friends, say. And hell, you've said it to yourself 100 times. But if stopping alone were the solution, relapse wouldn't happen to more than half of the people who stop drinking, and usually within the first few months. So clearly, there must be something else to recovery. Stopping is necessary, yes, but stopping alone is not sufficient. Today, we're going to talk about the missing pieces, what sustained sobriety really requires, and why most people never hear it. I'm Dr. Donald Crowe. I spent 40 years in emergency medicine. I treated addiction every day. I saw its wreckage, health issues, broken marriages, ruined careers, silent shame. And while I was treating others, I was living in the same cage. For 2 decades, I knew what alcohol was doing to me. I knew I needed to stop. I did stop, again and again, only to start again. And every time I told myself this time would be different. I tried really hard. I set boundaries, I made rules, and I broke them all. It wasn't until I tried something completely different that I opened the door to the freedom I now enjoy. So when I speak to you today, I'm not lecturing, I'm not theorizing, I'm not reciting slogans. I'm sharing a glimpse of the torment that was my life and what I did to get out. When I began questioning my drinking, I fell into the first mental trap that ensnares almost everyone forced to examine their relationship with alcohol, and that is asking the question, am I an alcoholic? Most people recoil from that word. I surely did, and who can blame them? The word alcoholic sounds like a guilty verdict. It is a label created out of ignorance and necessity. It describes the end stage of a life that has fallen apart. It does not explain how the problem forms or why it happens, or how it gets fixed. Medicine has tried to replace that term with another, alcohol use disorder. It's gentler, more clinical, less judgmental, but the same problem remains. It defines the disease by the behavior. It suggests that the illness is the drinking, which leads people to believe the cure is simply not drinking. And this is where people get blindsided. If stopping solved the problem, relapse wouldn't be common, but it is. Which means the real problem is not the alcohol, but the belief system underneath it, the belief that alcohol does something essential for you. Until that belief changes, the drinking returns. Every time. And until it does, life is a struggle to control the urge. So for now, if what's unsatisfactory in your life is intertwined with alcohol, let's not worry about labels, and instead, let's talk about what actions can be taken to straighten things out. If you've been drinking enough for consequences to develop, then you've probably already tried to control it, maybe dozens of times. Different rules, different promises, new systems, fresh starts. And each time it worked, for a while, until it didn't. Most people see those experiences as failures, evidence of deficiencies of character. They are not. They're lessons. They're the slow compounding proof that control is not the answer. And you need that proof, because if you still believe that moderation is possible, even a little, you will spend years, sometimes decades, chasing it. Chasing the illusion that normal drinking is the goal must be abandoned. So here's the first practical action I recommend. Just stop drinking and find out if that's enough. Don't drink tonight. Not forever, not for a year, not even for 30 days, just for tonight. And if you succeed, do it again tomorrow. Hold that line for 2 weeks. During those 14 days, you'll learn 2 important things. Number 1, whether you can get out from under the physical craving long enough to think clearly. And number 2, whether you try to replace that alcohol with another substances, cannabis, sedatives, opiates, stimulants. Because hear me now, switching substances is not sobriety. It is simply changing the tool you use to escape reality. Sobriety requires presence, not swapping one escape for another. Now, let's say you make it to 2 weeks, no alcohol and no substitutes. You feel clearer, your sleep is better. You start to remember what mornings can feel like. At this point, if nothing else happens, congratulations, you've solved your drinking problem. Stopping was enough. But if at this point, when you're feeling proud, another thought appears, I should celebrate. I've earned a drink. This time will be different. This moment then represents a crossroads. Most people take the drink, and most people within days or weeks are right back where they started. Not because they failed, but because their beliefs never changed. If this has happened to you, listen closely. This was not a failure. It was data. It means that you still believe that the drink gives you something good. And for you, just don't drink is not enough. Many people, myself included, require more. We must confront the core belief. Alcohol makes me feel better. It is not enough to be told that this isn't true. You must see the illusion from all sides. There are 2 reframes that break the spell. Reframe number 1. Association is not causation. The moments you remember as good drinking times were already good. That wedding was good because the people you love were there. That vacation was good because you were somewhere beautiful. The conversation was good because it mattered. Alcohol didn't create the joy. It simply rode along with it. The joy was yours. Alcohol took credit it never earned. Reframe number 2. Alcohol doesn't make you feel better. It makes you feel less bad. Alcohol is a depressant. It works by distorting awareness. Awareness of discomfort, of boredom, of anxiety, self-doubt, loneliness, of that ache of wanting your life to be just a little better than it is. If you remove discomfort, the brain experiences that as relief, and relief feels good. So your brain calls it pleasure. But relief is not joy. Numbness is not happiness. Alcohol does not add anything. It only takes away. When I finally saw that plainly, I realized something simple and devastating. With a drink in my hand, the only power I had was to poison my own brain. I could dull myself. I could dull it a little. I could dull it a lot. Hell, I could erase consciousness entirely. But at no point in any dose was I ever improving anything. Which means, when you give up alcohol, you're not losing anything real. You're only losing the illusion that it was bewitching you into believing. If you can get through that first stretch of 2 weeks, your brain clears. You begin to feel something remarkable. You wake up without dread. Your mind is sharper. Your emotions start to level. You feel connected to your own life again. For many people, this stage feels unbelievably good. It's often called the pink cloud. And it is real. It is a gift. But listen to me carefully. For many people who sincerely want to change and get to that 2-week sober milestone, the desire to drink will return. Not because they're weak, but because their brain still has a clear memory of the quick fix that alcohol promised. With a little time sober, it is likely that you will have discovered and pondered some new ideas, but these have not yet had time to become beliefs sufficiently strong to overcome those memories. At this stage, not taking a drink will still require immense willpower. With courage and perseverance, you can stay sober for a while, long enough to nurture new beliefs that will make resisting a drink less of a struggle and more of a logical choice. But This doesn't happen on its own. Today, what I've talked about is getting that first 2 weeks without a drink under your belt. Of course, that's not really the goal, but it can help you discover if more than just quitting drinking is necessary to get the life you deserve. So here's my recommendation. Try something new. I've created a 90-day sobriety survival kit that provides a specific plan and strategies to navigate the first 3 months of this journey. Its purpose is to provide you insights and practical tools that get you to this important sobriety milestone. I've provided a link for more information in the description below. If you're unsure about whether your drinking has become irrational, I have another resource, a free downloadable checklist that can help you answer that question. There's a link for that as well in the description below. I wish that just stop drinking were all the advice I or anyone else ever needed, but this is clearly not reality. You don't have to live a life with alcohol as your master, but to truly escape its grasp, stopping alone is not enough. Long-term freedom requires a better strategy. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment below, and check out this next video to see what really happens when you quit drinking. I'm Dr. Crowe, and I'll see you in the next one.